rocking with your boy like always. Definitely a privilege and an honor to do as such. Y'all see what we getting into. Gems of War, continuing the series. We're not going to take too much time today, so if you're catching this live, I definitely appreciate y'all rocking with your boy. I'm rocking on Twitch right now. I'm going to be rocking this for my YouTube page a little bit later on this evening. But I definitely want to get this in real fast before I step in and get to work and get some other stuff done. So let's go ahead and just break down a couple of things real quick that's going on, at least at the top of the week for this week. Since it is a new week, the one thing that you'll notice that there isn't a campaign. Campaign's going to be starting next week, so this is going to be a down week for the campaign. So that means two things. One, which poses a good question I would like to know, did you put up the $10 to get that mythic character, the Karandra? If you did, cool. If you didn't, now you don't have a chance to do it. So but if you did, I want to know what was your logic and reasoning. I could tell you right now, I decided to pass on that, as I said in the previous video, not for anything else, just because I figured that at any point in time I'll be able to pull for it at some point in time or another. So but right now you don't have any campaign, you don't have any of the points or stats associated with it, so you don't have to worry about that this week. So you can just focus on the basics for this week before we get into a new campaign starting next week. So make sure you get your daily adventures in, make sure you get your dungeons in, make sure you get your make sure you also go ahead and get your delves in there as well. Make sure you get all three of those in play. So no matter what goes on throughout the day, if you get those three, at least you'll get the resources running and flowing from a basics point of view. That's one thing I would tell any small tier or mid tier players, as myself. Even your top tier players still kind of do the same thing to make sure that they're maximizing resources at all times. So that'll be the first couple of things that I would tell you. Other things that is going on for this week in this week's event, you got this new troop called the Rogueling. Rogueling in essence is a goblin, so you're going to basically get another goblin added into your mix. At base level it does 13 damage, at least for my ranking. That's at base level, that's not maxed out or anything, but at base level 13 damage to 2 random enemies boosted by green allies. The boost is times 3, so if you have 4 allies, that's going to be like a plus 12 in addition to whatever the damage is. But most importantly, you get an extra turn off of it, just like any other goblin would do. So if you're a completionist, it'll be something that it will work out well. But outside of that, I don't know if you'll get any type of run. And it has Goblin Bond, which gives 2 lives to all. Gives 2 life to all goblins, which is cool. Bonus gold, which is pretty dope if you're running like a gold team. Could be useful in that mix up. I would have to see if there's any way to kind of mix that in with like a key team or some sort of variation. I don't foresee one, but who knows, we'll have to maybe break that down and see. And then it has stealthy, so definitely not terrible. It's not really great, but kind of average. But definitely you want to at the least upgrade it. So if you're a lower tier or mid tier, if you have like the glory to do it, you definitely want to upgrade it to make sure you get your Arcane Venom trade stones going, get some extra keys that you may need, and kind of go from there. I know for me, I would definitely need some keys flowing as well. Not a bunch of keys, but to upgrade some of my characters and stuff, I do need to kind of rip some keys at some point in time in the near future. So you got that going on. Let's go ahead and dip into the soulforge for this week. In the soulforge, I just give y'all an idea of how it's looking. I have finally got 1,000 jewels again. I could probably craft maybe, let me go back in there. I could probably craft another maybe probably another like 290 jewels, so it's not terrible. I'm making my way around to get some more, but definitely working my way to do that. As far as like in the trade stones real fast, I could definitely get some trade stones in as well. As far as like summoning stones is concerned, I don't think there's anything too major in there that you should be paying attention to. Dwarven Gate's actually pretty good. That's a defensive card, but you can get a lot of these like basically from ripping packs. So this is why I don't really worry about pulling anything from here, because 9 times out of 10, unless it's something that you absolutely need like off rip, I usually don't worry about spending resources in any of these, even though sometimes they'll have some good things in there if you really need to upgrade it. But in this instance, it doesn't really look like they have too much in there, because 9 times out of 10 you could definitely pull for it, but it's not much in there. But as far as like characters is concerned, legendary, you got Garnock, which is a legendary as well, which is not terrible. But again, most legendaries you could typically get a chance and pull 9 times out of 10. You'll pull a legendary probably much quicker than you'll pull a mythic any day. So this is why I wouldn't really worry about crafting one of those unless it's something that you really kind of need to make a team cook. Cheap Strongcorn was one of those ones with my Tauros. I ran this one. I ran this with Ferocities, and it actually worked out pretty well because it gives like all Tauros one attack, armor, and life on 4 or 5 gym matches. I actually ran that as well. So it actually works pretty decently. Not for anything else, just to give the Ferocity team a little bit of a different look, but definitely not terrible by any stretch. But you don't have to craft that one off top. Divinia explodes all red gems, cleanse all allies, give them 11 life. That's always a good card as well. Do you need to craft that one? I don't know. I think I pulled that card a couple of times already, but if you're in desperate need, it's actually a pretty good one. As far as like your legendaries is concerned, as far as like your mythics is concerned, you got play going on. Eliminate 14 points off of a random skill from all enemies, poison them, disease them. Definitely not bad. Enemy lose 3 skill points off of 4 or 5 gym matches. Now the only thing about that which makes it curious is that which skill points are you losing? If you're losing magic, that would definitely be like fire, but a lot of times you're not really losing, enemies are not really losing that. They're probably losing like health or losing like armor. But if they get to the point where they're losing magic like that, that'd be crazy. Like if they lose 3 to all skill points, that would have been really good. But 2 skill points, I don't know if it's all of them. If it's all of them, it's fire. If it's not all of them, not so much. But if it's all of them, you could really kind of do something with plague. So something they definitely keep in mind. Elamagrim, decrease all enemy attack by 4 on 4 or 5 gym matches. That could work out pretty well if you have them on a team. I'm not saying that it's a great one. 23 damage to all enemies, create 8 purple gems boosted by burning enemies. I could put this one in my burn team with Amarok and Infernus, and then have decrease all enemies attack by 4 or 5. So basically they will require to hit magic. The only problem with it is 3 mythics is probably a tough thing to upgrade without having something to boost their to go ahead and boost their rate of getting mana. That'll be my only problem. Outside of that, it's actually pretty decent. Zathanos has always been there. Voice of Orpheus, I have a team that was created. Shout out to my squadron, Burning Legends 2. They're the ones who actually put me up on the team with this one. Definitely not terrible as a support. As a support character, deals 23 damage to any enemies. The real key is that it cleanses all allies when matching yellows. So if you get into a little bit of a problem, it does a little bit of damage. The damage is not crazy, but that cleanse can get you out of trouble really fast if teams are kind of popping on you. So Shabanu Vespera, deal 8 give 8 to a random skill on an ally, create 9 gems with their color, then repeat it 2 more times for random allies. Not terrible. It's just too random, if that makes sense, because if you're getting magic for it, that's one thing, but if you're getting anything else, it's pretty random. And because you're creating a big mix of colors all the time, they're not going to always connect for you at all times, unless you are running this with like a guardian team, like with a finesse team. I could see this working with I could see it working with the finesse team, possibly. I could also see this working with like a ferocity team or one of those, where mainly this colors are going to be probably the same 9 times out of 10, or it's like one singular color, if that makes sense. That would work out. I'm not saying it's terrible by any stretch. I just say it's a little bit too random for my taste. But if you told me to choose one, it'll be probably either Plague or Elamagrim. If I was choosing one to craft, but I probably wouldn't craft at this point in time. Actually, I can't craft at this point in time. I don't have enough diamonds, or enough gems. But If you told me to craft, those would be probably the two I would go with. I don't think I would go with Shyvana. I mean, if I pulled it, great. I'll probably give it some run in some teams, but I just don't know if I would or wouldn't. Now, as far as like weapons is concerned, I think the most notable one, I'm not going to go through every single one. Flesh Ripper, eliminate all armor from an enemy, deal 21 damage boosted by armor eliminated. Not terrible, that could work out pretty okay, but I believe that you could maybe get that at some point in time, either through the event. It may come up in an event or something to that effect. I don't think you would need it per se. Norbert's Turnip, I've seen this. I don't have this particular weapon, but I've seen this weapon gone against me many different times. If you run this particular weapon with Gob Truffle, it's probably one of the most important weapons that you could probably run with, because the way that it gives you your boost of greens and reds and stuff. I could see this running with Gob Truffle. I've seen this this weapon work many a different times, and it's been working out really well for a lot of different teams. I would have to, if I was to get this one, this would probably be the only weapon I would get as a mid-tier and really see if it will work with multiple sets of teams. But I would have to consult with my squad Burning Legends too and see if it will work out. So maybe something that I would consider as a mid-tier. I don't know if other people would consider this as a mid-tier, but I know that it's a weapon I've seen a lot, and if you told me to craft any weapon, I would definitely craft it. Doombreaker, you could get this in the event, so definitely don't craft this. Just go ahead, if you're going to want this particular weapon, go ahead and get it. It's basically a Doom weapon, kind of like all the other Doom weapons with varying colors. It's just this one so happens to be green as opposed to like the red or the brown that I already have. But it works out pretty okay with the heavy splash damage, but I think it's really a situational type weapon, only because of the amount of mana that it really costs to get there. I mean, 18 is kind of a high tag for a weapon. You kind of want weapons that's probably a little bit lower of a tag on it, probably somewhere between 12 to 14, or it has like a much better utility. But this one's not bad. I mean, the one thing that it does give you is a chance, a 35% chance to summon a spider, which can get you out of trouble, which is better than some of the other Doom weapons in the same class. But I wouldn't go out of my way to craft it here. I would definitely go ahead and get it in the event. Speaking of the event, we have the Tower of Doom event. Shout out to my team. Like I said, Burning Legends 2, we already have a person who already kind of mapped out the path to go ahead and get the sequence in which we're supposed to do this. So I would actually have to look at that sequence and see, but it's this is a pretty good one as well that you go kind of rock with as well. When I was telling you about that weapon is going to be featured here, so you got to put up roughly, it's going to roughly cost you about what, 600. You got like 250 plus 150, that's about 4, plus another 100, about 500. About 500 is going to cost you to go ahead and get that weapon, and that's not a high price tag to pay. So I could tell you right now that I am going to go ahead and do that, because for me, I feel that this is not an important weapon, but more importantly, this event is a pretty good event to kind of run through, make sure that we get the resources for the team. This week in the event keys is a Zajan troop. So in the Zajan, the one thing that you probably, if you don't already have, and you haven't pulled for just yet, the one thing you probably want to go ahead and get down on is you gotta try to pull for this particular character. You gotta go ahead and pull for High King Iron Gut. I don't have it. I'm only literally missing two. I'm only missing two characters out of here. One so happens to be the Mythic High King Iron Gut. The other one so happens to be this legendary. So those are the only two that I'm missing in this bunch. I don't know. I don't know if I should just go ahead and pull for them now, pull for them later. I know that there is a new Mythic being introduced on, I believe it's Thursday or Friday. I want to say Friday if I'm not, or Thursday if I'm not mistaken, but I will probably say check back with me probably tomorrow. I'll get you more of a better answer if it's Thursday or Friday. But you could maybe hold your keys for that, but for me, I really need that High King Iron Gut. And it's crazy because One person in my guild already pulled it. I saw some other YouTubers pull multiple ones on one pull. I don't even know how that happened. I mean, you know, it's hard for me to pull a mythic as is, and you got people pulling two of the same, especially two of High King Iron Gut, which is considered to be one of the best mythics in the game, if not maybe one of the best overall cards in the game. I mean, maybe Gob Truffle and some other cards notwithstanding. That's the one I kind of need to get my hands on. I know I could do a lot of good things with this particular card. I'm just kind of afraid to pull for it because I'm afraid of the disappointment, but I know that I probably should. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna pull and see what we got. I wasn't going to at first, but I'm gonna pull to see if we could actually get it. So I'm gonna pull that to make sure I get even numbers here, and we'll pull them by the 50s. If I get it, cool. If I don't, I really don't do key pulls on cam. I normally do them off cam, but I'm gonna do the key pull for y'all before I head out and go to work. And let's see what we get. Let's see if we can go ahead and get this High King Iron Gut and see what we got. Or at the very least get that legendary, but we really need that High King Iron Gut. So let's see what we got. All right, we're gonna throw them 50 at a time and see what we got. Queen Grapple Pot, I've already have a couple of those. That'll be upgraded. Nothing too much there. A lot of arcane. Wow. Okay, we're cool there. Let's pull another 50 and see what we got. The Smash Mouth. So I got the other legendary. So I got one of the two. So I got the Smash Mouth as a legendary, which is cool. Definitely needed that. So I'm only one away. The only thing I need is really that High King Iron Gun, but it's really a 1 in 1,000 shot that you actually get it. Another Smash Mouth there. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna actually pull some of these to kind of upkick the number a little bit. And I really don't need these right now, but the reason why I'm pulling these now is because you need to kind of get to like your 1,000 threshold or somewhere close to it, because you have a 1 in 1,000 chance roughly in order to pull that High King Iron Gut. So I'm gonna pull a few of these to see if I could kind of mix the numbers up a little bit. It's not because I really need to pull these gold keys. I really don't need much out of them. Not for anything else. It'll just literally be to upgrade like some of my, you know, rares or whatnot. So that's the only reason why I maybe get a little bit of resources. But let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. Goblin King, Smash Mouth. I got a bunch of Smash Mouth. I've been really getting a bunch of them. I don't know if I'm gonna get it though. I don't know. Another Smash Mouth. A lot of Smash Mouth. I mean, it's cool that I'm getting it, but I really need a High King Iron Gut. I just don't know if I'm gonna pull it. Grapple Pod, Goblin King. I got him. The one that I was missing, I got him. Say word. Say word. So we got that High King Iron Gut. That is my new mythic on my team. So definitely cool with that. I'm gonna put the rest of the keys on ice. Like I said, I had a 1 in 1,000 chance to actually make that happen. So it was definitely good, and I definitely didn't have to blow through every single one of my keys and make that happen. I don't know. Now I know the crazy thing is I don't know if, you know, throwing in some of those gold keys kind of mixed it up a little bit to kind of give myself a better chance. Because like I said, it's a 1 in 1,000 chance to pull it, but it's based upon how many keys that you pulled. Like in my last go round when I was trying to pull for a mythic, it didn't work. I got nothing out of my event keys. But this was a rarity where I was basically, you know, literally two cards away from making that happen. So like everybody else, I'm actually clear and I have nothing to display as far as like my unowned. So now in my owned, I could go ahead and say that I have that High King Iron Gut in that mix. So definitely good. I'm not mad at that at all. So definitely got it in the mix so I could actually look to see what type of team combinations I could do with the chance to devour is always is equal to the attack. So there's definitely a lot of ways to go about that to upgrade your attack really fast. So especially there's certain weapons that can do it and help you out. But yes, definitely gonna have to work on the upgrades for it. I think the one thing I'm gonna need is some arcane shield. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely need some arcane shield for definitely for sure to make sure that happens. So we'll definitely get that cracking. But definitely happy about that. That was definitely a great pull. I'm glad I had a chance to do it for all of you. So if you're seeing that live, definitely appreciate y'all rocking. If you're going to be watching it later, y'all see kind of how it works. You know, like I said, 1 in 1,000 chance. I kind of mixed up how you went about the process of pulling the key. So I don't know if that's the secret sauce. I don't know. We'll have to kind of try this again at a little bit later point in time, but this is kind of the reason why I hold my keys. I know we were talking about that on a previous stream. I think it was like last Wednesday or Thursday, somewhere in that pocket, where we were talking about, you know, why do I hold keys? It's kind of to this point where I want to utilize them to show all of you what these key pulls look like, especially as a low tier or mid tier player. I want you to really show you what these pulls look like and how it can impact if you're actually sitting on keys. So definitely good there, definitely happy about that. So now what that does, it actually will definitely impact what I do here in regards to how I compose my team. Because if I'm not mistaken, I gotta look to see what it is, but if I'm not mistaken, I think I could actually use High King Iron Gut in this mix. I'm not 100% sure. I might, and if I can, I could probably do something. Oh, actually, I cannot use High King Iron Gut in this instance. There's some other ones I can use, but High King Iron Gut does not qualify in this mix, so I have to do something different. Probably something with probably have to do something with Wild Queen is maybe what I'm thinking, as far as like if I'm gonna go with something like high end. I think I could go, yeah, I got King Gob Truffle I could kind of work with. If I could do that, that means I also have Queen Beatrix in the mix as well. So I could probably do some good things with either one of those two. So what I'll do probably tomorrow, I'm not going to probably do it today, but I'll probably do it tomorrow. I'll start my run through this and show you what I'm going to do in regards to this particular event. So I'll show you my teams. I haven't had a chance to really break down what type of teams I'm gonna run with in this, but I will definitely break down some teams in that regard and go from there. But one thing I will do, I want to show y'all one of my I want to show y'all a PvP team, courtesy of my squad, which I thought was pretty cool. Not that one, because it's not. That one's pretty dope too, but I'll show y'all a different one. This one here. I know I probably could run this with instead of running it with Sentinel. I was just trying to upgrade the class a little bit, but ideally you would probably want to run this with Titan as opposed. Let me go ahead and customize that. Go to trades, make sure everything is good there. Lord of Storms, yep. Gain bonus Brown, Rock Solid, yep. That looks good. So ideally I will, run something like this as opposed to Sentinel. Sentinel will work out just good, but my Sentinel's not 100% just yet, so I got to work on that a little bit. But running with like a team like this here, this is courtesy of my squad. I've been trying to kick around this squad. This squad has been very, what I call, hit and miss, like literally hit and miss. Now this squad is pretty good because it's basically a ramp up skull damage type team where you could actually just get your, once you get like some of the characters rolling, you get your skull damage up really fast. So what I could do here, I could actually utilize the blue here, but I'm not. I'm gonna actually go ahead and kick these around, hopefully get another play here. I could utilize this play here with King Bloodhammer, which actually is going to give me some Doom Skulls in play. And you see how those are all just starting to pop out really fast. So that works out pretty good. Then I could do one of a couple of things here. I don't have any reds in no real position right now, and I don't have any yellows in real position, so I could do one of two things. I could either A, go ahead and take the hit, which I am, and I'll still have protection on. Even if they do some skull damage against me, I'm still fine. So I could go ahead and hit this play here, and I could go ahead and reset the board here. So this is the cool thing about it, where having the hammer actually gets a chance to reset the board. Then I could go ahead and set up to see what I want to do next. I don't have any plays on the red or yellow or blue, so what I could do, I believe this one transforms blue to brown, so I'm going to go ahead and flip those around a little bit and give myself a little bit different look here. I still don't have any blues in real position, but I'm going to go ahead and play this play here. Go ahead and play the, I don't have any red, actually I do, I have reds in position here, so I'm going to play the reds in position here to make sure that drops down. So you see how many skulls are already on the board? This is the reason why I really like this setup a lot. I could play the blue here to get the blue damage on top, and it gets him out of the way. I like this team a lot. I don't know who recommended this team on my squad from Burning Legends, but whoever recommended this team has been working out pretty well for me. So that's one of those teams I've been running on my PvP as of late. In my grind, I actually ran it in Guild Wars. I think that was the original reason why we started running that team, because one of the Guild War days he was like, yo, run this team, it gets you a lot of skulls, there's a lot of high volume damage, and normally I don't leak out teams like that, but that one is a really good team. So what it consists of Mountain Crusher on top, Glaceon, King Bloodhammer, and Wrath. It's actually a high volume skull damage team. I don't know if that's kind of meta or not, but I can tell you right now, it actually works out pretty well. So that's definitely one of those teams that I would definitely rock with if you're pushing to get your PvP up. And like I said, we're going to kick around some other PvP teams. So if y'all have any ideas, suggestions of PvP teams that are really good, y'all send them to me. Y'all can either throw them in the comments below. Y'all can either send them to me, send them to me on like my Instagram or Twitch or whatnot. I definitely check that pretty often there, so you can definitely send it to me on those fronts. Let me know what your teams you're working with. Let me know how your guild is doing as well. Hopefully your guild is rocking like my guild is. My guild is rocking pretty fluidly right now, so we're doing some really good things, really good ideas. We're gonna definitely get into this Tower of Doom event and start doing some real good things there, and definitely get ready for the rest of the week upcoming as far as Gems of War. But outside of that, I gotta get ready to get up out of here. I gotta get ready to get into work and do some regular work. I might be on the sticks later on this evening. I'm not 100% sure, but if I am, I'll definitely let y'all know. If not, we'll definitely do this again same time tomorrow. Give y'all a quick little 45 to an hour before I jump into work. But definitely do that from there. Outside of that, throw your prayers and everything out to my son. He's actually making his way over to North Carolina right now, so throw your prayers out to him. He's actually getting ready to do his thing out there as a Marine, so shout out to him. I know he's gonna go out there and do stuff very well and represent to the fullest. So definitely super proud of him. Super proud of my other two chickadees as well. Shout out to Miss Trenton and Miss Silhouette, of course. Shout out to them. Let X's O's to them, of course, and shout out to the missus like always. But you know how I have to do, man. I gotta get ready to get up out of here. Y'all know who I am. I'm Mr. True Indeed, of course. Y'all know who I represent. It's Holy Circle Gaming. Shout out to Burning Legends 2. Like always, it's God above everything.